Do you really know how to design a logo for your business? You know, it might seem like a better way to do it, save some money, do it yourself, but there are a lot of things that you need to consider that you might not have ever thought of. And I want to tell you why you should consider hiring a logo designer as opposed to doing it yourself. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a short story here. And this happens very often with what I've seen, and people have come to me with their own stories, and it drives me crazy, and it also angers me. I had this one lady who came to me and she said, you know, I had a graphic designer that did my logo, and all she gave me was JPEGs. And I said, okay, did you go back to them and get the vector files? She's like, what's that? And I said, okay, if you want me to work with you and you want me to do some alterations on your logo, I'm gonna need the vector files. So she goes back to her designer. Designer says, yes, I will give you those vector files, but it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Horror stories like this are a dime a dozen. I've heard hundreds of them, and it sucks. But it doesn't have to be the case. So it doesn't matter whether you're hiring a student, you're hiring someone from a spec work site, you're hiring an agency, you're hiring a freelancer, you're hiring a solo entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. Before you hire anyone, there is a number of things that you need to understand before you even begin. First things first is you need to understand what your marketing objectives are. Where are you taking this company? What are your long-term goals? What do you want to do? Do you want to have a buyout after 5 years? Are you looking to build this company into a legacy? That's something for you to consider. Once you figure out all of those objectives and your marketing objectives, then it gets easier to find the logo designer you need. So once you figure out what your objectives are for this business, if you have 10-year goals, 20-year goals, or maybe a 2-year goal, so let's say for instance you are looking to sell this company within 2 years. Well, it might be in your best interest just to go to an online company somewhere where you have 50 designers all designing you logos, and then you get to choose one and you think that's good enough, fine. But at the same time, you need to understand what kind of files you need, what the anatomy of a logo is, and how to find that right designer that's going to give you what you need. And you also need to understand the whole process behind hiring a logo designer. Now, say you have larger objectives. Say you want to build a legacy with your company. Well, it might be in your best interest to invest a little bit more money than just going to somebody on an online site where they're going to do it for 50, 100, 200 bucks. So if that's the case, same thing. You need to understand the whole process so that you get to the right logo design that's going to perfectly explain, communicate who you are as a company, what you do, and why you do it, so that you never have to touch it again. Because the worst thing you want to do is spend all this money and spend all this time in the beginning and then end up having to do it all over again 2 years from now because you're like, this doesn't even explain my company. It means nothing to me. I don't know who this is, but this is not us as a brand. So that horror story I mentioned at the beginning, it could be you, but it doesn't have to be. So what I want to do is stop that. So I've got a series of videos that are going to be coming in after this one that is going to explain what you need to do as a business owner so that you do not become one of those horror stories. I want to arm you and guide you through the steps into order to get the logo design you deserve. So in the following videos, there's going to be lots to consider, and I'm going to give you actionable items and I'm going to guide you through the whole process. And then if you want to take a deeper dive into hiring a logo designer or doing it yourself, you can follow the link in this video to go and get your own free copy of my book that will help you with that whole process. Because the last thing I want is to have comments or emails from people like you, business owners like you, telling me, I wish I had gotten your book sooner. So let's stop the madness. I'm here to help you guys out. So please go ahead. Get your own free version of this book, and the next time you're looking for a logo designer, if you know of somebody who's looking for a logo design, share this link with them. Thanks. Thank you for tuning into the video. I really appreciate your time. Now, if you like what you saw, please hit the like button, share it with another business owner that you know, subscribe to my channel, or hit the bell to be notified of any future videos coming up. If you have a question or a comment, leave it below and I'd be glad to help you out.